Right now, banks, credit card companies, and lenders are making billions of dollars off people who don't understand one simple thing. That one thing is how interest rates actually work. If you have a loan, a mortgage, a credit card, or a savings account, and you can't calculate the interest yourself, you are flying blind with your own money. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate any interest rate in plain English. Simple interest, compound interest, APR, and APY. No finance degree required, and no confusing formulas you'll forget in 5 minutes. Just real examples, real numbers, and real life. By the end, you'll be able to look at any financial product and know exactly what it's costing you or earning you. Let's get started. In 2026, interest rates are one of the most talked about topics in personal finance, and for good reason. The Federal Reserve in the US and the Bank of England in the UK have gone through dramatic rate changes over the past 3 years. Mortgage rates hit highs that hadn't been seen since the early 2000s. Credit card APRs in the US are now averaging over 21%. Savings accounts are finally paying real interest again, but only if you know where to look and how to compare them. Here's the brutal truth. The people who understand interest rates make money from them. The people who don't end up paying money because of them. So let's make sure you're on the right side of that equation. Before we calculate anything, you need to know the 3 types of interest that control almost every financial product you'll ever touch. The first type is simple interest. This is the most basic kind. You borrow money, and you pay a fixed percentage of the original amount each year. You'll see this in personal loans, car loans, and some student loans. The second type is compound interest. This is where things get powerful and also dangerous. Interest is calculated on your original amount, plus the interest already earned. It snowballs over time. Einstein reportedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. You'll find it in savings accounts, investments, credit cards, and mortgages. The third thing to understand is the difference between APR and APY. APR stands for annual percentage rate, and that is what lenders charge you. APY stands for annual percentage yield, and that is what savings accounts actually pay you. These two numbers look similar, but they are not the same. Knowing the difference can save you hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. Let's calculate each one right now with real numbers. Let's start with simple interest. The formula is straightforward. Interest equals principal times rate times time. In short, I equals P times R times T. Let's make this real. Say you take out a $5,000 personal loan. The lender charges 8% interest per year. You'll pay it back over 3 years. So your interest equals $5,000 times 0.08 times 3. That comes out to $1,200. You'll pay $1,200 in interest on top of your $5,000. Your total paid back is $6,200. Now here's where most people get ripped off. If that same lender quotes 8% per month instead of per year, that's actually 96% annually. That is a predatory loan. So always ask one simple question. Is this rate per month or per year? Always confirm that before you sign anything. Now let's move to compound interest. This is the formula that separates people who build wealth from people who stay stuck. So pay close attention. The compound interest formula is A equals P times the quantity, 1 plus R divided by N, raised to the power of N times T. Let me break that down in plain English. A is the final amount, or what you end up with. P is the principal, or what you start with. R is the annual interest rate, written as a decimal. So 5% becomes 0.05. N is how many times interest compounds per year. And T is the number of years. Let's run a real savings example. You put $10,000 into a high-yield savings account. It earns 4.5% interest, compounded monthly. You leave it untouched for 5 years. So A equals 10,000 times the quantity, 1 plus 0.045 divided by 12, raised to the power of 12 times 5. That works out to about $12,514. You earned $2,514 just by leaving your money in the right account. That is the power of compound interest working for you. Now let's look at the dark side. Credit cards. Say you carry a $3,000 credit card balance. The APR is 22%, which is around the US average in 2026. It's compounded daily, and you only make minimum payments. After 3 years, you'll have paid over $2,000 in interest alone, and you'll have barely touched the original $3,000. It's the same formula, but a completely different outcome. Compound interest is either your best friend or your worst enemy. The only difference is which side of it you're on. Now let's tackle the one that trips up even smart people: APR versus APY. APR, or annual percentage rate, is what you pay on loans and credit cards. It includes fees and interest, but it does not account for compounding. So a lower APR means a better deal when you're borrowing. APY, or annual percentage yield, is what you earn on savings and investments. It does include the effect of compounding. So a higher APY means a better deal when you're saving. Let's compare with a real example. Bank A offers a savings account at 4.5% APR, compounded monthly. Bank B offers 4.59% APY. Which one is better? If you convert Bank A's rate, its APY comes out to 4.59%. So they're actually identical. But if Bank B offered 4.75% APY, that would be the clear winner. Here's the trick that banks pull. Loan ads almost always show APR because it looks lower. Savings ads sometimes show APY because it looks higher. Now you know how to compare them on equal terms. The quick conversion formula is this. APY equals the quantity 1 plus APR divided by n raised to the power of n minus 1, where n is the number of compounding periods per year. So remember this simple rule. When borrowing, focus on APR. When saving, focus on APY. Now, let's look at how your mortgage really works. In 2026, mortgage rates in the US are sitting between 6.5% and 7.5% for a 30-year fixed loan. In the UK, 5-year fixed rates are around 4.5% to 5.5%. These numbers sound small, but the actual cost is massive. Let's calculate a $300,000 mortgage at 7% over 30 years. The monthly payment formula is M equals P times the quantity R times 1 plus R raised to the power of n, divided by the quantity 1 plus R raised to the power of n minus 1. Here, M is the monthly payment. P is the loan amount of $300,000. R is 7% divided by 12, which is about 0.00583 as a monthly rate. And N is 30 times 12, which is 360 total payments. When you run the numbers, the monthly payment comes out to roughly $1,996. Over 30 years, you'll pay about $1,996 times 360, which is $718,560. Your original loan was only $300,000. That means your total interest paid is $418,560. You paid more in interest than the house actually cost. That's not a mistake, that's just how mortgages work. But here's the power move. Add just $200 extra each month toward your principal. You'll pay off the mortgage about 5 years early and save over $70,000 in interest. Understanding the calculation gives you the power to fight back. Finally, let's talk about credit card interest, because this one could save you thousands. Credit cards compound daily, not monthly, daily. To find the daily rate, you divide the APR by 365. At 22% APR, your daily rate is 22 divided by 365, which is about 0.0603% per day. If you carry a $2,000 balance for 1 month, your interest is about $2,000 times 0.000603 times 30. That's $36.18 in that month alone. Over a full year, that's around $434 on just $2,000. And if you do nothing about it for 5 years while making only minimum payments, you'll have paid back almost double. So here's the bottom line. Interest is not magic, and it is not random. It is simple math that you can now run yourself. Use these formulas before you sign any loan, open any account, or carry any balance. Because the moment you can calculate the cost, you stop being the person who pays and you become the person who decides.